Toyota might be actually helping Mazda and Mazda might be helping Toyota. I've actually talked about this before, and I was talking about the Toyota Supra. And when I talk about the Toyota Supra, as you guys know, Toyota Supra was co-developed with BMW and the Z4. And so now when I talked about it in the past, I always talk about the Toyota Mazda collaboration with the new Toyota Supra because Mazda has an inline six in the CX9s in the trucks, and Toyota does not have an inline six right now that they produce in-house. The inline six that they have right now is a BMW inline six, which is a amazing inline six. It's very potent. It's already a legendary inline six, but I think a lot of us would like to keep it Japanese, and if it can't be Toyota, at least Japanese. And I think that's where Mazda comes in. And this is not the first time or like the first dealings. If I'm correct, I think Toyota has 5 or a little bit over 5% ownership of Mazda. And I think that Mazda is letting Toyota use certain things from there. Well, actually, I think the engineers are going to come over from Mazda to Toyota as well, and then Toyota to Mazda, because it seems that they're going to be co-developing a new Mazda Miata and a GR86 together, Toyota 86 together. So there will be no more Subaru partnership, and that would mean that the Boxer will be going away from the 86, and it seems like there will be an inline six. Now, with the venture between Toyota and Mazda, I don't exactly know what the inline six will be yet, but it's very interesting that they will develop with each other because, as we know, Toyota had a partnership with Subaru to make the Toyota 86 and then the Subaru BRZ. And then Toyota also had a partnership with BMW to make the new Toyota Supra. So now it looks like, at least to some extent, those two partnerships are going to be over. To probably a significant extent, those two partnerships are going to be over. And it sort of makes sense. If you're going to make a new Miata and you're going to make a new 86, there's actually an interesting take on putting a Boxer motor in an 86. But I think a lot of people love that motor, and I actually like that motor. I think it's a great motor, the way it handles the balance. But I also would love to see an inline 4 back in the 86 and the Mazda Miata. And also, if we look higher up, it makes a little bit more sense because, yeah, you could actually argue that you could find a inline 4 Toyota motor, or you could find an inline 4 obviously in a Miata, but you can't find an inline 6. So the new Toyota Supra, whenever that actually was going to come out, that's going to have inline 6, and it makes perfect sense to partner with Mazda if Toyota doesn't want to spend the R&D and ridiculous amount of money that it would take to develop a twin turbo or single turbo inline 6, even though Toyota has so much money. I mean, so much money. But obviously they want to develop it with Mazda, or at least that's what we know of as right now. We'll see in the future. But they did sign a MOI with Mazda, Toyota did. So we know for sure, at least, or probably 80 to 90%, that they're going to be sharing things across platforms. And I think Toyota is actually going to be sharing some of their technology with their with Mazda, as far as screens or some type of interface technology inside of the new Mazdas or some new Mazda models. But Mazda already has a twin turbo inline 6 that could fit perfectly in the new Toyota Supra. So then we would have a developed Japanese inline 6 from Mazda, and we would also have a chassis built from Toyota. But I think they literally just didn't do it justice for the looks of it in the front. I don't know, the front bumper, if anybody actually made it from, I think I've seen a couple front bumpers from Japanese companies that were halfway decent. I forget who made one. I don't know why I want to say Gretty, but I don't think it was Gretty. But somebody actually made a front bumper that was halfway decent for the Toyota Supra. But that was my biggest gripe with the Toyota Supra. I think it's a great handling car. I think it's a fast car. I think the interior is good. But I never looked at the original Toyota Supra and said that this was a bad interior because it's a sports car. And actually, I think the interior is very unique and different. And I think if Toyota can make the interior different and unique and keep that same Toyota Supra legacy going with the interior, I don't think it has to be the highest quality materials, but it's Toyota, so it probably will be very high quality materials and organicness inside of the car that we like and we know from Toyota. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Toyota and Mazda is a good match for each other? Guys, look, they got the 4 cylinders, both companies, and then also Mazda has the inline 6. To get a new Supra, we want an inline six, and there might be still a 4-cylinder version as well, probably will be, but we want an inline six. Actually, me personally, I want a longer hood front Supra, for like the 80s, late 80s versions of the Supra. I would like to see more of a modern retro twist on that, longer, wider. That would be beautiful. Even though I love the 90s Supras, it's just, I don't know if they can get that shape down again, and as beautiful as the 90s Supras was, I just don't know if they can get the shape down in the front. I don't know why it's so hard, like, but it obviously is from a designing standpoint. But I know rules, regulations, things like that too as well have changed. It's 2025. But what do you guys think in the comment? Do you think this is a perfect match?